Okay, hello student. In this video, we're going to study about staining and interpretation of peripheral smear. So peripheral smears are nothing but when you do examinations of blood cells, and if you want to study about their morphology, whether it can be structure, it can be shape. So in that case, what you have to do, you have to make a peripheral smear, and then you do the staining of that peripheral smear and observe under the microscope to study the morphology of various type of cells. It can be the WBC, RBC, platelets, etc. Okay, so let's start. So you all know that we have different types of blood cells in our body, and they have different shape and size, and they will take different type of colors according to their according to their content which they have inside them. So if you talk about the component or the content of the blood cells, so either they can be basophilic or acidophilic in nature. So basophilic component used to it has a great affinity to take acetic dye, just opposite to each other. So basic component or basophilic component of a cell has a greater affinity to take acetic dye. Similarly, whereas component which are acidophilic, they have a very high affinity towards basic dye. So component of the cells which are very much natural, they have an high affinity for natural stains. Okay, so the basic principle of staining is nothing but the blood cells which are which we're going to stain, they are either in basophilic in nature or acidophilic in nature. Basophilic component of a stain, of a cell has a great affinity towards acidic dye. Similarly, acidophilic component of a cell has a greater affinity towards basic dye. And at the last but not least, those who are neutral in nature, they take neutral stains. So to stain the various type of blood cells, we have different types of stain. The most important group of stains which we usually apply in our laboratory is Romanowsky stains. So it is universally applied or employed stains for blood cells, and they have got two essential components, which are methylene blue and eosin or agar dye. So methylene blue, which is the most important component of Romanowsky group, they're basic dye. So these basic dye will stain the acidic component of a cell. So that is nucleus. So nucleus आपके cell में जो है, nucleus are acidic component. They are acidic component, and they can be stained by basophilic dye, basic dye, which is methylene blue. Similarly, eosin, which is acidic dye, and they has a very good affinity or very high affinity towards basic component of the cell, which is cytoplasm or the granules in some cell. Okay, so this is the basic principle behind Romanowsky stain. Romanowsky stain has got two component. One is methylene blue, other one is eosin. So methylene blue is a basic dye. They will stain the acidic component of a cell, which is nucleus. Similarly, eosin is a acidic dye. They stain the basic component of a cell, which are nucleus or granules of some cells. Okay, so these are the basic principle of Romanowsky stains. So Romanowsky stains can be of different types. The most common four types of Romanowsky stains are Leishman stains, Ginsa stain, field stain, and Wright stain. So in this particular video, we're going to discuss about Leishman stain, the principle, the requirement, the procedure of Leishman stain, and then what are the interpretation we can do when you do Leishman stain. Okay, so this is just a theoretical briefing of a Leishman stain. Same thing we're going to do in the video also. Okay, so the principle of Leishman is also same as that of the Romanowsky stain. Since Leishman stain is a neutral stain which has been devised by British surgeon, which is called as W.B. Leishman in 1865 to 1926. So it contains a mixture of two stain. One is eosin and methylene blue. As I have told you earlier, methylene blue is a basic stain and eosin is an acidic stain. Okay, and they also contain alcohol, which is served as a fixative. Okay, so they're going to stain the blood cells into different shades of color, either in red or in blue. So materials which we require when you do staining is Leishman stain, stock solution, glass slides you required, phosphate buffer you require, graduated pipettes you require, measuring cylinder, distilled water, patch of pipette, Copeland jar, and specimen, blood specimen. Okay, so in this particular procedure, you can take blood specimen by two method, either by capillary method or venous method. So in capillary method, what you have to do, you just have to take finger prick, take one drop of blood from that particular area, make a smear. And similarly, if you do by venous method, you collect the blood sample in EDTA, which is an anticoagulant commonly used in hematology laboratory, which has a lavender color cap. So that can be that from there you can use one drop of blood and make a blood smear. Okay, so so nowadays, the ways to get, commercially prepared Leishman stain, you can use it directly. But if you have to prepare, Leishman staining stock solution, so how will you prepare it? Okay. Suppose, say for example, if you have Leishman powder instead of Leishman liquid form. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to weigh around 0.15 gram of Leishman stain. Then you have to pour 20 ml of acetone-free methanol, which will serve as a fixative for the smear, and then you have to mix it in a circular motion for around 2 to 3 minutes. Then until and unless you see that particular crystals of the stain is mixing properly with the methanol, then you have to warm it at 50 degrees centigrade, especially using a water bath for 15 minutes with occasional shaking. Okay, then add remaining amount of methanol to the mixture through the funnel and make the volume up to 100 ml. Okay, so ensure that you ensure that you have to pour all the methanol, and then you have to make sure that it is being properly mixed while you keep it in a 50 degrees centigrade in a water bath for 15 minutes. Okay, so then you have to do what you have to do, you have to tighten the cap nicely and continue shaking for few minutes. And you don't have to open the bottle and do not filter it for a week. At least you have to keep it for a week, and after a week it is ready to use. And label the bottle nicely with the the nomenclature, which is Leishman stock solution, which batch आपने कौन से डे में उसको prepare किया, वो सब आपको mention करना पड़ेगा, which has been already taught in your previous semester. And then that is a stock solution. Okay, so what that stock solution को अगर आप working solution बनाना चाहते हैं, तो what you have to do, ideally you have to do 1:3 proportion. So one part is your stain stock solution जो आपने बनाया था, and 2 part is a buffer solution. Okay, so once if you want to use it, you bring the stock solution, take 1 part of the stain and 2 part of the buffer solution and mix it. If you see a granular kind of a thing, you can also filter it. So that is how you can prepare a Leishman stain in your laboratory if you have Leishman powder. If you have a commercially prepared Leishman stain, then you can ready to go. So procedure is very simple. You have to make thin blood smear in a clean dry glass slide, and you have to air dry it. Okay, so in next video maybe I will tell you how to prepare the smear. Okay. Now what you have to do, once the blood smear is made, you have to air dry it. Then you have to keep it in a slide rack nearby the sink, and then you have to cover the slide with a Leishman stain solution. Okay, you have to fully cover it and let it stand for around 2 minutes. Okay, so why we are keeping it at 2 minutes? Because as you all know that we have diluted our Leishman powder with methanol, which is acetone free methanol, and this particular methanol will serve as a fixative. Okay, so we are keeping it for 2 minutes to fix the smear into a glass slide. Okay, and after 2 minutes, add twice the amount of distilled water or phosphate buffer solution and mix the content nicely. Okay, so what we do now, after 2 minutes, we dilute that particular stain which is there in the slide in a double amount by using phosphate buffer or distilled water. Okay, and then we have to mix it nicely. Now the question comes, how we'll mix it? Okay, take a pipette or a blower or any kind of tube kind of a thing. You just have to blow it gently in that particular area. Okay, then you have to incubate at 10 minutes at 37 degrees centigrade or room temperature. That particular procedure is the staining procedure. So you're going to keep it for 10 minutes so that the Leishman stain will stain both the acidic and basic component of a cell. Okay, so rinse the slide thoroughly with the phosphate buffer solution up to 2 minutes or until it acquires a purple pinkish tinge. Okay, so basically, in our laboratory, what we do, if you see this metallic sheen on top of that, if you store it for, if you keep it for 10 minutes, then you are ready to go and wash the slides. Okay, you can air dry it by tilting the position so that water will easily remove from the slide, and you can observe it under microscope under 100x objective. So that is the procedure for Leishman stain. Just you have to remember the three most important step है. एक आप smear बनाएंगे, उसको dry करेंगे. दूसरा आप 2 minute रखेंगे. Around 2 minutes you will keep by covering the slide with Leishman stain. That is a fixative procedure. And after 2 minutes, you're going to dilute it with phosphate buffer or distilled water and keep it for 10 minutes at room temperature. Okay, so then you wash it and then you can examine under the microscope. So that is the procedure for Leishman stain. So this, as you can see in this picture, there is certain criteria for a good smear. So as you can see in this picture, it is tongue shaped smear and edge को एकदम थोड़ा ज़्यादा touch नहीं किया है. So this is a good smear, and if you have unstained smear, then look like this, and if it is stained, then आप यहाँ में लिखा गया है purple pinkish tinge. तो purple pinkish tinge जब आएगा, then it looks good. Okay, you can ready to go. Okay, and the same thing when you observe under the microscope, you're going to see like this. So in this picture you can see RBC here, you can see platelets here, which is purple dot, and you can see here or WBC. Okay, so these are neutrophil. Okay, so that is how you're going to observe under the microscope. So as you can see, when you interpret, the Leishman, peripheral smear, you're going to see various aspects of a cell. So for example, if you are looking for RBC morphology, so you're going to see this, there's variation in shape, variation in size, then how much of distribution of hemoglobins are there, the shape variations, the inclusion bodies, and how RBC is distributed, that you're going to see. Okay, so say for example, अगर आप red cell का variation size के हिसाब से देखना चाहते हैं, तो ये this is look normal. So size of RBC is 7.2 micrometer in diameter. So this is of normal size. Okay, and if it is smaller in size, it is called as microcyte, bigger macrocyte, oval in form, oval macrocyte, and hypochromic macrocyte, bigger in shape, bigger in size, but the pallor area, the central pallor area is more, so it is hypochromic. Hypochromic means hypo is less, chromic is color. Okay, so hypochromic cell, but they are bigger in size, so hypochromic macrocyte. Okay, similarly hemoglobin distribution में hypochromasia, less color, इतना जब सेंट्रल पैलर का अराउंड डायमीटर इज 1 माइक्रोमीटर और उससे बड़ा होने से इतना अगर होगा तो 1+, उससे ज्यादा हुआ तो 2+, उससे बहुत ज्यादा है तो 3+, और यू कैन सी ओनली अ रिम ऑफ कलर, देन इट इज 4+. ओके, बट सम टाइम व्हाट हैपन, यू विल सी मल्टीपल कलर्स ऑफ आरबीसी, लाइक यू विल सी पर्पल, पिंक, रेड, ऐसा मिक्सचर वाला होने से हम लोग उसको हाइपोक्रोमेशिया बोल के बोलते हैं. हाइपोक्रोमेशिया इज नथिंग बट इट इज ए classical signs of compensatory erythropoiesis. Compensatory erythropoiesis is nothing but if there is loss of RBC is very much high, then what happens, there is lot of pressure to the bone marrow, and bone marrow फटाफट से RBC जब बनाने के लिए try करेंगे, then default RBC will come into circulation, and that can be polychromasia. Okay, similarly shape variations में अगर आप देखें तो target cell, target में क्या होगा, instead of having central pallor, the center is very dark as like a target only, dart का target जैसा दिखाई दे रहा है. Okay, spherocytes, no central pallor at all. Ovalocyte, शेप में ओवल है. स्टोमेटोसाइट्स आप देख रहे हैं, सेंट्रल पैलर माने इलोंगेटेड है, पेंसिल शेप का. सिकल cell has a very prominent features, they have pointed ends. Okay, these are acanthocytes, helmet cell, cystocytes, drop cells, okay, bird cells, So these are the different variation of SAFE. Then inclusion में Pappenheimer bodies, Cobart ring, basophilic stippling, Hall-Jolly bodies. Instead of in case of red cell distribution में agglutination होने से ऐसा दिखेगा, तो आपने देखा ही है जब आप blood grouping करते हैं ना. And if there is one RBC is overlapping each other, then it is called as Rolex formation. Okay, so these are the very common abnormalities we see, but sometimes we also see some crystal formation. It looks like this. If it is looking like this, then it is HBSC. Okay, HBSC, and this is HBC. Okay, so these are both hemoglobinopathy, and if you see, it is around a combination of hemoglobinopathy, HBC and HBS. Okay, and this is simple HBC. So these are the abnormal RBC finding you're going to see whenever you do peripheral smear. Okay, thank you so much, and if you have any question, then I'll be happy to help. Okay, I hope you like my video. Thank you so much.